Okay. Testing, testing, testing. Can you hear? Testing, testing. Great, everyone. We will begin in just a moment. Okay. Hello, everybody. Welcome. Hello. We will begin right now. If we could all just be quiet for a moment for our next event. Great. Hello, everyone. A warm welcome to the inauguration of the SDG Pavilion here at COP27 in Sharm el-Sheikh, Egypt. My name is Ariel Alexevich, and I'm with the UN Department of Economic and Social Affairs, which has organized this pavilion to bring together experts and policymakers leading the implementation of climate action and the Sustainable Development Goals. We've planned here 2 weeks of discussions on how to raise ambition and accelerate action to achieve the SDGs and the shared goals of the Paris Agreement with the aim to leave no one behind. We are very pleased to be joined by 3 esteemed speakers to inaugurate this pavilion on our first day of programming. First, I would like to invite Mr. Lee Junhua, Undersecretary General for Economic and Social Affairs, and the head of UN DESA, to make welcome remarks.
It's okay. Well, good afternoon. Welcome to the inauguration of the SDG Pavilion here at COP27. First of all, let me thank to Secretary General Mr. António Guterres for joining us today. All of you know that the 2030 Agenda and the Paris Agreement together provide a clear vision for tackling today's most pressing challenges. Yet, despite increasing efforts over the past few years, we are not on the track to realize the shared goals of these 2 agendas. We must get the SDG on track and keep the goal of 1.5 degrees alive. To achieve this, we must champion an integrated approach and that seeks to strengthen the synergies across these global agendas. Building on the outcomes of the past year, this year's pavilion will provide a platform to advance the partnership, knowledge sharing, and capacity building efforts by all stakeholders. I'm glad to report to you more than 130 events will feature in the pavilion during the next 2 weeks. So, distinguished guests, we must leverage all our means for advancing synergies action using upcoming critical milestones in 2030 or 2032 and 2023 to their full advantages, including the SDG Summit next year and the global stake under the Paris Agreement at COP28. The 2 events offer the opportunities to launch joint action that will shape mutually reinforcing solutions to our environmental emergencies and our development dilemmas. Let us use every platform, including our dialogue here today, to bring truly integrated and forward-looking perspectives to these milestone events next year. I thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Undersecretary General. Now I have the honor to invite the UN Secretary General, Mr. António Guterres, to deliver his statement.
Dear friends, I'm very pleased to join the inauguration of the SDG Pavilion, and I congratulate DESA on this initiative. This pavilion is a hub of hope. It is a meeting ground for leaders to gather, to share ideas, to discuss solutions, and to heal a world in crisis. A world that continues to reel from the devastation of conflicts, COVID-19, and unchecked poverty and inequalities. A world where too many people struggle to feed themselves and their families, a world where gender gaps are widening, and a world where the Sustainable Development Goals, our roadmap for a better, healthier, greener, and more peaceful world, are growing more distant by the day. And as COP27 reminds us, a world that is hurtling towards climate chaos. And so, let's be clear, it's not too late to rescue the SDGs and to get back on track. But we need massive investment in women and girls, decent work, health, education, renewable energy, and social protection systems. And by reforming a morally bankrupt global financial system and providing developing countries with urgent access to debt relief and financing to recover and build resilience to climate change. But also by making sure that every business, investor, city, state, and region aligns investments and policies with the SDGs and with low-carbon futures. By healing geopolitical divides and using the proven tools of diplomacy, dialogue, and negotiation to ending conflicts, and by using this important meeting in Sharm el-Sheikh to kickstart real climate progress. And this means, as we all know, all countries making an additional effort to cut emissions to keep the 1.5 degrees goal alive. And it means companies and financial institutions acting credibly on their net zero commitments, no more greenwashing. And it means boosting climate resilience and adaptation, keeping the promise on climate finance and addressing loss and damage from climate change. So the challenges and divisions that scar our world are of our own making, and that means it is our power to turn things around. If we act as one, if we look beyond our national borders to the plight of others, if we take inspiration from the Sustainable Development Goals to take action to realize them, and if we recommit to the solidarity our world needs within this pavilion, throughout the deliberations of the COP27, as we move forward together as a world united in solidarity. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Secretary General. Finally, I would like to invite Mr. Simon Steele, Executive Secretary of the UN Framework Convention on Climate Change, to deliver his remarks.
Thank you. Thank you. It's an absolute honor to be here to inaugurate the SDG Pavilion. At the UNFCCC, Sustainable Development Goal number 13 is our home. But our home is not the only house on this street. Our global neighborhood is deeply intertwined and interconnected. Progress on all SDGs is impacted by what we achieve in these halls. I'm confident in saying that if we fail on climate change, the SDGs will be unachievable. We bear a huge responsibility to our neighbors. 2 days ago, I told this COP that I will not be a custodian for backsliding on climate change. I meant it. That's why the litmus test of this and every future COP is how far deliberations are accompanied by action. Everybody, every single day, everywhere in the world, needs to do everything they possibly can to avert the climate crisis, which in turn will positively impact each of the SDGs. It cannot be the public sector or the private sector doing the work. It must be mutually supportive. This pavilion reflects this new direction. It's a space where experts across all sectors can come together to develop the policies and programs that will support climate action and the rest of the interlinked goals. Over the next 2 weeks, this space will be home to more than 100 events that spotlight the intersection of climate change and energy, gender equality, forests, oceans, and more. With respect to transparency, I'm pleased that many events happening here will also be available online, allowing anyone in the world to hear these ideas, solutions, and the valuable discussions that are taking place. Climate change must be consistently discussed over the dinner tables of our neighbors' houses, and I intend to ensure spaces like these are further empowered to that in the future. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Executive Secretary. Now, if our three speakers are agreeable, we'll just have a short photo moment. You can please stand up for a photo moment. Great. Thank you very much. With that, many thanks again to our speakers for inaugurating the SDG Pavilion and sharing your views that will guide the discussions for the next 2 weeks. We are very grateful. Thank you very much, our in-person and at-home audience, for joining. Best wishes for a productive COP.